Okay, name, Ad Astra. Did you see it? I did. One sentence summary. Brad Pitt has daddy issues in space. Could you be the villain? Tommy Lee Jones may or may not be responsible for some antimatter blasts that are causing power surges across the solar system. So I show up on my spaceship. Everyone called them rockets in the films. It was irritating. On my spaceship, and I'm like, "Hey, Tommy Lee Jones, you parked outside the Neptune. Cut this shit out." And maybe he does. Maybe he puts up a fight. Who knows? Um, the point is, he's a very old man, and he's been in space in zero gravity for 30 years. You telling me he's got the muscle strength to fight back? I don't think so. How would you improve the film? There's so much narration in this, so much. Forget about that there. Yeah, so much narration in this film. I'm not a fan even at the beginning because I think it's a visual medium, so you should be able to show me instead of tell me what's going on. And then when it goes on throughout the film, it's just annoying because like you're paying an actor to act. Why they're not acting? I don't need them to read it out to me like it's a bloody radio play. Right, there were three action scenes in this film that just didn't need to be there, and those were the only three action scenes I might point out. So number one, Brad Pitt at the beginning falls off a space ladder, no consequences. Brad Pitt is on a car chase on the moon, no consequences. Brad Pitt is attacked by a baboon in space, no consequences. They were just put there obviously to stop people getting bored, and they didn't. And like, how is Brad Pitt or anyone getting attacked by a baboon in space and then in a car chase on the moon? How are those not the best things of the film? I don't know. Right, so, and also, everyone in the film is a bit like Equilibrium or something. Everyone's kind of like medicated out of their feelings, and Brad Pitt's all bottled up and stuff. So he's like pretty chill throughout the entire thing. And so if he doesn't seem to care, why should I care? I don't know. Anyway, advertising. Do you think that when Subway paid an awful lot of money, I assume, to be in this film, they knew that, they would be, oh man, we've got a Subway on the moon. How cool is that? Screw you, McDonald's. But do you think that they knew that Brad Pitt would be narrating words to the effect of, God, humanity is awful and they ruin everything, as when he saw it, That's weird. Secondly, so the US government sent Brad Pitt on a secret mission because they think Brad Pitt's dad, Tommy Lee Jones, is a threat to the solar system. But to keep it all covert, they send him on a commercial flight. A, they don't even pay for him to have a blanket and a pillow, he has to pay extra. B, they send him on a Virgin Atlantic flight to the moon. Not Virgin Galactic, the real company that wants to go to space. Virgin Atlantic, the airplanes. Stupid. I don't know if this was like part of the everyone's kind of medicated, blah blah blah, but everyone introduced themselves by name and then to the character they were talking to by name as well. So it was like, "Hi, Tommy Lee Jones. I'm your son, Brad Pitt." Throughout the entire film, and like everyone did that. It was stupid. It was a good thing that the crew of that spaceship accidentally got themselves killed, so that Brad Pitt could use their supplies so he could go to Neptune and back. Because if they had to share, I don't know if he would have made it all the way there and back. Also, on his long trips throughout space, Brad Pitt goes a bit mad and starts hallucinating and memories and more narration, blah blah blah. But at no point do you see him like pick up a book or listen to some tunes to try and pass the time. Anyway, there's a bit where Tommy Lee Jones, Brad Pitt's gone to Neptune. He said, "Tommy Lee Jones, bloody, I'm taking you back to Earth." And Tommy Lee Jones is like, "Oh, I don't want to go back to Earth." And Brad Pitt's like, "We're going back to Earth. Stop dicking around." He's like, "Okay, cool." So they collect his research. They put him in a spacesuit. They go outside of the space shuttle or space station. And that's when Tommy Lee Jones decides, "Nah, I'm probably going to try and kill myself." So he presses his booster rocket things, which, by the way, Brad Pitt seemed to have unlimited air and unlimited booster rocket. That's besides the point. And Tommy Lee Jones presses his thing and he goes psh, into space. Tommy Lee Jones knows he's attached to Brad Pitt at that time. So obviously, Tommy Lee Jones goes, "Boo!" And then Brad Pitt goes, "Whoa!" with him. If that were me, and then he's like, "You gotta let me go," Brad Pitt probably. I think he actually said, "You gotta let me go, Roy," not "you lot. You've gotta let me go, son," something like that. Anyway, if that were me, he wouldn't have had to say, "Oh, you gotta let me go," because I would already be in the process of like taking off his helmet. That son of a bitch tries to kill me in the vacuum of space. Donald Sutherland, he meets up with Brad Pitt at the start of the film, and he's like, "Hey, look, I knew your dad back in the day, and I remember you as a kid. Anyway, we're going on this secret mission together." And then Donald Sutherland gets to the moon. They go in the car chase, and he has a heart attack. And he's like, "Oh no, you'll have to go on without me." Donald Sutherland's like 200 years old. He was never going to make it all the way to Neptune. Anyway, it's stupid. Speaking of stupid, the bit where the space baboon attacks a guy and eats his face. Yeah, fair enough. That's what baboons do, especially in space. But then Brad Pitt, he rescues the guy. He's like, "Don't you worry, I'm going to get you back to our spaceship and they're going to patch you up." And the guy's face is all chewed up and his helmet is all smashed. So Brad Pitt gaffer tapes his helmet up, then takes this guy from this spaceship through the vacuum of space to their spaceship. And then he seems surprised when the guy, like the medic's like, "No, he's dead. He's clearly dead." Of course he is. You don't gaffer tape up a bloody... This is X-Men Dark Phoenix all over again. Anyway. Why did Brad Pitt? He needed to stop off at the moon. Then he needed to stop off at Mars. Then he went on to Neptune, having, accidentally killed an entire crew's worth of people. Then he does his stuff at Neptune, and then he plans to go straight back to Earth. No stops. Like, why not make a couple of stops, mate? Anyway, rating out of 5 beers, 4. It was boring. It was rubbish. Didn't really like it. Could have done with a Wookiee. Could have done with some people who weren't sad and bottled up all the time. Also, why bother hiring Liv Tyler and Tommy Lee Jones if they're going to be in like half an hour of film? Like, surely, pretty pricey. Anyway, bye.